Hello sailors, we are on Lanzarote and have been sailing around the island the past weeks. And this week we take you from Arrecife to Playa Papagayo. Boat life on the Canary Islands is different than in the Med or Caribbean. Last year in the Med, we were used to hopping from bay to bay and dropping anchor in the lee of the island. The winds in the Med are restlessly changing, but it was easy to find shelter on anchor because of countless bays and inlets. Here we have quite a different situation. The set of islands is limited, the islands are bigger, the distance between them also, anchorages are open to the Atlantic, and you can count reliable anchor spots with good holding on one hand. Usually, sailors come to these islands because it is part of the Atlantic leg, and that means they are eager to leave rather quickly, basically just waiting for the favorable trade winds. So traditionally, this is not a liveaboard sailor's destination, it's a pit stop to prepare the boat for the big crossing and do the big provisioning. And it is a welcoming pit stop. But due to unforeseen circumstances, this set of islands turns out to be our cruising ground for much longer than anticipated. It's a beautiful set of islands and we are excited to see it.
Alex is preparing the last things for our departure. Let's have some breakfast and then hoist the sails, baby. I'm ready to sail. The weather's looking really good. It was really windy and stormy the last days, but getting less and less rain. So that means hopefully today, no rain while sailing. So yesterday we tried to start the engine and it took a couple tries because our starter battery was really low. So we charged it up tonight. So let's see if it works.
So here we got the starter battery, it's on 12.5.
Ooh, already?
It's already on 12.5. Now that's on the glow plugs, it's already on 11.9.
Oh, that's not good.
And now we're gonna engage.
Ooh.
Oh!
First try, that's better than yesterday.
Well, somebody didn't engage the glow plugs.
Well, at least that's working. Good. It's been a long time since I took off fenders, huh?
Yeah.
Really long time.
So when you leave or enter the marina, you go through a more or less long, short channel, because all of this was a natural harbor, and they just recently built that marina. In our 1999 pilot book, this place is referred to as Puerto de Naos, offering shelter in all conditions. And it is described as a lagoon-ish harbor to anchor in. Yachts anchored at the southern end of the lagoon. Today the place is developed into a modern marina with moderate prices. It's one of the first and recommended stops to tie up to after crossing from mainland Europe. On the shore side there's all the fishermen boats and also the school of fishermen.
This is so heavy. I think we should really do something about our muscles. Like I cannot carry this line anymore. It's gotten too heavy. This is ridiculous. It's done. Oh, that needs some cleaning up too. One, two. Ready? We did it. We're finally out. Everything's cleaned up. We can sail. Are you ready for it?
Yeah. Do you think it was a good idea to start with an empty starter battery?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But we have an extra starter battery that is at 12.3.
Do you know?
And we bought jumper cables.
Do you know where they are?
Yes. I know where everything is.
Okay. Do you know how to drop the anchor without the windlass?
We've never managed that. We should maybe try that once. As long
We
as...
decided to live on the edge this year.
Nah, yeah.
You know, things have been too calm and too safe lately. So now we go with a low starter battery.
stormy, rainy clouds behind us, giving us some wind.
The dominating winds are the northeast trades throughout the islands, which is great, as it allows for nice downwind sails with following seas when starting from Lanzarote. And additionally, the Canary current pushes southwest at around half a knot. It's a bit less wind than expected, so we can't really sail downwind with these swell conditions. It's kind of wet season, even though that doesn't really exist, but it's still wet. So the whole island has this green shimmer, and a few spots actually have super green, like almost cultivated green patches. So from further away you can see Fuerteventura. So we just left the marina in Lanzarote and heading south. So we're facing the north end of Fuerteventura. And just like in the north end of Lanzarote, you can also see the clouds forming and showering down on the little hills and volcano hills of Fuerteventura. So we're hoping we will stay in the dry more or less of the time. But on the other hand, we could collect some rainwater. Why would we do that? There's a marina every 10 minutes because we're not really anywhere remote. We're right in the heart of civilization.
There's not much civilization here though. There's some towns, but not many people. It feels a bit like when we were crossing. We were also riding the waves this much.
Yeah.
I think they're pushing us quite a lot.
The waves come straight from behind and we are en route, and our goal is to tuck away just behind the corner of Punta Papagayo. And it seems like from here, looking at it from here, that the waves will just pass by, and we wonder how much will roll in here. And if that's quiet, we're gonna stay there, and if it's not quiet, we're just gonna head over to our favorite marina, Marina Rubicon. But we got used to comfort so much that I think we should ride that out at least one night.
So you live in the dream. You should see it through someone else's side. Another cipher to break, while the grass grows underneath my
Getting some dark clouds.
Yeah, strange how it changes.
Yeah, also the wind's getting a bit stronger, although I don't understand the direction if the clouds are there. Hope it doesn't shift soon. It's getting chilly too. It's like really, when the sun's there, it's really nice, and when the sun goes and the wind comes, like feels a 10-degree difference.
So the further you come south of Lanzarote, the more you get into the acceleration zone. On the south ends of the islands, there's a lot of funneling, so it's actually quite fun to sail here. The height and location of the islands causes the wind to funnel, which produces zones in which the wind can increase from 5 to 25 knots within 200 meters. The acceleration zones around Gran Canaria are the most intense. That being said, in an acceleration zone the seas are moderate, because we're close or on the lee side of an island, so that if prepared, the sail can be pretty fun. But not today, we're already at the anchorage. Honestly, how will we ever get to 100,000 subscribers?
trembling across my fingers out of sight. Hello, 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 Leah. I was lost inside a maze of nights.
That's also not. So,
Is it in the anchor locker?
nope. I've seen it.
Oh, there it is.
I've stopped that 3 times now. I'll clean this up already. breaking apart now.
Jesus.
Really, really bad.
Yeah, it's time for a new one.
Also, I should wear gloves. I don't want to get tetanus.
Alright, I'm gonna rev, yeah?
Yeah.
1.5? Two.
Did you stop?
Stop. Cold.
Yeah, I don't feel too confident about the anchor because we were dragging like hardcore, like fast also, and suddenly it grabbed. And it's a good thing we use the snubber now and also reffing up because the line of the snubber literally stretched 0.5 meter. I didn't think that line could stretch that much, and then we were stuck. So it kind of feels like we're under a rock. Goggles. Goggles. Where are goggles? Wait. Do you want a mouthpiece?
Yes.
Haven't used this in 100 years. I don't know how it works anymore. Here's the goggles.
Thanks. Haven't done that the last times we anchored really, but
No.
it feels like we should today.
Yes, put it on while you drive. That's important.
Well, I'm gonna float away right away, so I have to catch it.
All right.
Can you let me go?
Yes. There you go. I think we have too many lines and it's messy. Do you see anything?
Yeah.
What is it? Are we under a rock?
It's the way these anchorages are here.
Yeah.
You don't have like big, high, bomby rocks, but basically the whole seabed is rock and there's a thin layer of sand on top of it.
Yeah.
And you just plow through that thin layer and the anchor dawdles on the rock. And eventually there's a little ledge and the anchor just grabs that tip. It's fine.
Will be good?
An anchor alarm on it. There's nothing much we can drag into.
All right.
So just south of us, that's Fuerteventura, and you can still see the sudden rain showers just through the clouds. It's ridiculous. That was pretty intense. So here are 4 boat projects that I'm gonna tackle in the coming days, weeks, probably months. So the first one is a new mast eye, because on our crossing from Cadiz down to Lanzarote, we used our spinnaker boom for the first time, really, and it started to bend a bit. I don't know if it was like that before, but it seemed like it was worse now. So we're just gonna get a second one, put it on top of it and use it as our primary one. Second job was, look at that. We have a water maker and we didn't really do anything with it for a year. And we bought all that stuff now. That's kind of cool. Instead of making a new through hull, we decided to just get a T-piece and cut open a hose instead and put that in between. So that's a regular T-piece, 1/2 inch. This is a one-way valve here and another one here. This goes back into where the usual hose went to. And this is our little speed fit connector for the hose for the water maker. So we got our inlets. Now we just need to figure out how we put the water back into the tank. Here's another one. That is plastic polish for acrylic glass. Instead of changing all the Lumar hatches, and the windows in the saloon that are crackled horribly from the sun. I'm just gonna try this, see if it works, and let you guys know. This is the last thing we got. We outfitted the whole boat with LEDs in 2019, but there were cheap ones that we ordered on AliExpress. These ones are a bit more expensive, they do look a bit better because the AliExpress ones are failing. Every week there's another one breaking. So let's see. As soon as we went around the Cape, it got actually pretty quiet. So all the regatta sailors were out in the in-between part, and up here in the anchorage, we only get really slow and deep swell from actually from the tides, I guess, and once in a while from the ferry. But further, it's surprisingly quiet. But maybe that's also just the wind keeping us in place. What are you reading?
I am preparing myself for positive labor. It's a really nice book, actually. I kind of look forward to it now. So it's getting a bit chilly, but the engine is still nice and warm. So I put my Cornelius on it, which is my sourdough starter, which has been really giving me a hard time for the past few months. So I've been feeding it every day, and it's slowly coming back. But I don't know what's going on, but I'm not giving up. But anyway, I decided to keep this open because this is now our natural heater. Most of the heat is already gone though, but the engine block stays hot for hours. So in winter, that's a good thing. It's gonna be our heating for tonight.